when we started thinking about this lesson, I obviously knew that there are a lot of different ways we can analyze poetry, right? There isn't really necessarily one specific way, but what I tried to do is focus on 3 different areas that would really help, especially for the choreography piece of it, that would really help you create some sort of meaning here with these poems that I had picked for you. So we're going to go through, we're mostly going to focus on form, diction, and figurative language today. I have an example that will go along with it. Word choice is extremely important when we're talking about poems, because why? Why? I mean, obviously we know choosing words is effective, right, for trying to communicate your ideas, but why is it especially important in poetry rather than like novels? Coach, I saw your hand up first.
Because it's
okay, hold on to that with the meaning, okay?
You have less words to choose from, so you have to choose them carefully.
Right, it's a shorter amount of time, right? You could go on for pages in a novel about the sun, but in a poem, you might only have, I want to go back to Austin's alliteration here. For dance, how would you interpret alliteration? Lane, you want to try it?
Like you have like maybe a set of like 4 counts, and like the first movement is repeated each time. Like it's one movement into another set of a couple movements, and then back to that same movement again.
Every
So,
time that sound starts?
Yeah, every time that like sound comes back, like that movement, little filler, that movement again, filler, that movement.
crucial aspect of good dance and good choreography is having a variety of dynamic qualities. So who remembers we were just talking about that, what that is?
Isn't it the energy?
Yes, the energy, okay? So, the energy is how you do something, right? So how does that relate to language? What piece of language tells you how to do something?
Have a diction.
Diction, okay.
Stage
Okay. Huh.
Tone.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I was gonna say
What types of words? Yes.
adjectives.
Adverbs, okay? So the quality. So, everyone, everyone, right hand up in the air. Down. Now I want you to reach like there's $1 million in my sleeve. Okay, so we have a little bit different energy there, Rob. Okay, yeah, all right, I'm salivating, I'll deal with that later. But you know what I mean? It's the same movement. There's just the arm coming up, but how it comes up is very different. Okay, so the energy you put behind something, it speaks. I mean, that's what dance is. It's nonverbal communication. It's communicating something without speaking, without singing. It's communicating with the body. So the energy that goes into something really matters. All right. So everyone, I want you to show me what you think. If I was setting a piece on you and I said, I need everyone to reach out towards the audience. All you reach. All right. Good. Relax. Now, I want you to reach as if there's someone in the audience, a loved one that's passed away, that you see for the first time since they've been gone. Whatever your belief system is. That is, when you go to heaven and see them, or is it a dream, how would you reach them? Good, and it's totally okay. Good, relax. Because it's different for different people. It's a steady release of energy. You have to lower yourself down to the floor, going as slow as you possibly can, without ever changing the tempo. Steady energy. Can't change the tempo at all. I don't accept it. Has to be the tempo. Keep going. You gotta get all the way down.
All the way down.
Feel it.
I gathered up within me all my powers until outside of me was nothing. I was all stubborn, fighting sadness and revulsion. And one came from the garden quietly and stood beside me. She laid her hand on my hair. She laid her cheek on my forehead and caressed me with it. But all my being rose to my forehead to fight against this outside thing. Something in me became angry, withstood like a wall, and I would allow no interest. I hated her. What's the matter with you, dear? She said. Nothing, I answered. I am thinking. She stroked my hair and went away, and I was still gloomy, angry, stubborn. Then I thought, she has gone away. She is hurt. She does not know what poison has been working in me. Then I thought, upstairs, her child is sleeping. And I felt the presence of the fields we had walked over, the roads we had followed, the flowers we had watched together. Before it came, she had touched my hair, and only then did I feel it, and I loved her once again. And I came away full of this sweet and bitter juice, and I lit the lamp in my room.
And made this poem. Our sanity.
It was like a representation of like, it was like an ugly claw, like a representation of like our insanity and like our like mental state falling apart.
We're ready to end.
Well, okay, so the whole concept that we believe, it was the author and the writer, and he had two mindsets. He had his constructive mind and he had his innocent mind. So hence the white and the black with two different colors. And Paige is wearing gray because the mixture of black and white go together and make gray. So that's like the innocence and anger going together. So we wanted to sum it all up with Paige saying that she was the author and that she has these two mindsets with it.
I enjoy that. On my own. What I really like about this poem is it is literal in nature, but it is figurative in its meaning, right? Because he took something that is intangible and basically created a poem that makes it tangible for us. So who else has questions from this group? Comments? Jennifer? And then Victoria again?
Let me see what I had written. I love what you guys did with withstood her like a wall, and also with it's like in the poem it's like then, and then there's like, if that's the only word on that line, and you guys paused and you held that until the narrator continued to speak, and I thought that was a really nice choice. I wanted to commend you on that.
All right,